everyone. World population dynamics have always been in constant change, and today it's not only getting bigger, but it's also getting older. In that regard, what are the challenges behind this new trend? Sophie Deleuze and Stephanie Dunn from Dexia Asset Management have identified business opportunities that can create both sustainable and financial benefits. Let's welcome them. Hello ladies, and thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Hello.
Sophie Deleuze and Stephanie Dunn, you're both senior SRI analysts and the authors of the recently published research paper entitled Demography, Challenges and Opportunities in a Changing World. Well, Sophie, why did you choose this topic on demography for your research paper? What makes this trend so important?
As individuals, we cannot ignore we are living in a changing world. So when doing this paper, we wanted to highlight first how demographic trends were influencing companies in product, services, positioning, but also in their day-to-day operational management. This business could bring sustainable solutions also to all these challenges brought by current and future demography trends.
This is something very important. We need to think about it, start thinking about it
exactly.
now.
So when considering that in 2050 we will be 9 billion, you can imagine how important it is. And of course, populations are growing. So in 2050, for instance, over 90% of the population will be based in the less developed region. So this increase of population occur mainly in developing region. But at the same time, the population is aging, and that's across all continents. So this is very important, and all these trends, all these demographic changes will definitively impact our society because they will influence environment, public finances, and financial market won't be spared.
Sophie, let us now talk about the challenges posed by these new demographic trends.
In our research paper, we've identified three main challenges. First, change in the workforce. Second, change in the consumer base. And third, increased pressure on environment and resources.
Sophie, could you probably tell us a bit more?
Yeah, so let's take the first challenge, so changes in the workforce. While it has already been observed that there was a clear shrinking of the working age population in some developed regions, it's a global trend. And if you take the example of China, the situation is even critical with a share of elderly population which is supposed to triple from between 2006 and 2050, from 6% to 24%. It's amazing. But all these trends coupled with concerns about savings, pensions, retirement, and also, why not, with potential change in migration policies, will definitively influence the diversification of the workforce.
Are these challenges a threat or an opportunity for companies?
Obviously, they may be interpreted as a threat.
This is a general perception. This is what we think.
Yeah, so if you take the skill shortage example, based on Eurostat statistic, by 2050, you should have a labor shortage of about 12 million workers. So if companies do not adapt their hiring, recruitment, retention policies...
You mean they should start thinking now?
Of course, they should be proactive. If not, it will definitively impact their operational costs.
Stephanie, maybe you wanted to add a few words.
Sophie has already said that obviously demographic challenges do present a threat. We also see that there are many opportunities. There are a lot of businesses and a lot of solutions that can be offered. So taking the skills shortage example that Sophie did and putting it in reverse, we think that companies that offer, for example, education services or recruitment services, and even going so far as to look at automation and machinery, can all help to alleviate the skills shortage problem.
How have these factors affected your understanding and stock selection?
So from our understanding of demographic challenges, we've identified a number of business solutions of how companies can be positioned to offer different solutions through their products and services that they offer. So looking at the changes in the consumer base, there are two main types of solutions that we've identified, those which target the bottom or the base of the pyramid, and those which target an aging and elderly population. And I'll go into these into a bit more detail now. From the bottom of the pyramid point of view, this is looking at markets which are traditionally called the bottom of the pyramid, or more simply known as targeting consumers who have lower incomes, which are more primarily based in emerging and developing markets. There, we're interested in companies that can provide basic and essential goods and services to these lower income consumers, and would traditionally look at markets such as food and nutrition, healthcare, energy, and even transport, for example. And here, we'd be looking for companies that would, to be successful, would be to be able to gain market share and also gain customer loyalty, and to ensure their long-term success in these markets.
Do you have a few examples of companies to share with us?
So from when we're looking at the bottom of the pyramid, a company for us that's very interesting is a telecoms company called Millicom International Cellular. This is a telecoms company that's based in about 13 emerging markets in Latin America and Africa, and their business model is very interesting in terms of they target markets with low GDP per capita, so they do target these low-income consumers. What they try to do there is obviously they have, from a financial point of view, they have a better market opportunity because there are much lower penetration rates of telephone services in these countries compared to more developed markets. From a more sustainable point of view, they do offer and they put a very strong emphasis on the affordability of their products. So there they offer low prepaid phone calls for low denomination rates.
Stephanie, you had one more example in the healthcare sector, right?
Yes, in the healthcare sector, we're interested in companies that offer services and products for aging and elderly populations. An example of this is Smith & Nephew, which derives about 60% of its revenues from orthopedic products. These are products which are used in knee and hip replacement. The company has also recognized that there is a growing market for aging populations in more emerging countries, and as a result, since 2006, its growth in emerging markets has grown 20% every year.
Sophie and Stephanie, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Asha.
And thank you.
As you can see, a thorough understanding of demographic trends can offer a multitude of business solutions and opportunities for an investor. Thank you for watching us, and goodbye.